Okay. Good morning. We're going to call the Health Services meeting to order on this, the 25th day of April. And first thing on the agenda is I need an approval of the minutes of last month's meeting. Would someone like to make that motion? Supervisor Smith, second by Supervisor Bruno. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? All right, if not, then we'll vote on it. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Privilege of the floor at this time. If there's anyone that has anything they want to present to us. All right. If not, then we're going to move on. And Rob, I'm going to turn it over to you. You have a very short agenda, so I figure I'll start with you. How's that?
That's fine. Thank you. Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So, yeah, I only had one thing on my agenda today is a request to amend the 2023 Warren County budget in the amount of $190,432. This is 100% state aid funding that's coming from the New York State Office of Mental Health, designated for school-based mental health clinic services. And we have several providers that have school-based clinic services. So there's a table attached to the resolution request that shows the three agencies and how the funding is distributed among the three.
All right, very good. Would someone like to bring that motion to the floor? Supervisor Smith, seconded by Supervisor Steck. Any questions for Rob? If not, then we'll vote on it. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. That's it?
Okay, that's all I had.
Excuse me, question, Mr. McGowan?
Thank you. Rob, how are these services, are they, do we get any feedback of how they're going, or are they actually, connecting this for the students and that?
Yep, these are like outpatient clinic services. They're based at the school district. So they have their main sites, of the clinic, but then they are able to develop what they call satellite clinics that are based on site at the schools. And among our providers, we have coverage in every school district in Warren County except for Glens Falls Common District. Glens Falls City Schools is covered, but not the Common District. In terms of feedback that we get on it, I mean, the demand is there. There is a steady demand for the service, and the issues that the providers run into are maintaining the staffing. Staffing crisis right now. It's shortages of professionals. But they're doing what they can.
Well, and I thank you for that, because we had a brief conversation, and a lot of things are changing in this world and a little bit quicker, and it's becoming quite scary.
Yeah.
And my hope is the sooner we can help some of these struggling kids with these innermost feelings, maybe help us in the long run. But so thank you very much for that update. Appreciate it. Okay.
All right, does any committee member have any questions for Rob? If not, then we're all set. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, Rob.
Thank you.
And Dee, we're going to move on to you next. She also has a very short agenda.
So the first item was permission to enter into an affiliation agreement with SUNY Plattsburgh to host an intern, but we believe this is covered underneath our intern policy, so we don't need to have a request go through the committee. But we are hoping to do this. I think it's a great opportunity to educate individuals on what the Office of Aging does, and then possibly, have a program come out of it where they can educate our seniors as well. So we're looking to start that in the fall.
That's great.
So then I guess the first action item would be permission to amend our contract with the Home Aid Services of the Central Adirondacks to increase their hourly rate for personal care services from $25 an hour to $30 an hour, effective April 1st. This is for our Hamilton County residents. And services has not had an increase since 2019.
All right, would someone like to bring that motion to the floor? Supervisor Smith, seconded by Supervisor Steck. Any questions on that one? Yes, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, that's about a 20% increase. Is that, do we have that budgeted or is that coming out of the general fund?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, then let's vote on it. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. B, anything that you would like to bring to our attention?
We are moving forward with the contract with the Salvation Army for the Glens Falls Queensberry area. Right now, the contract is in the hands of the Salvation Army to review. They have met with our staff to go over the benefit package.
Right.
And then they've also posted the positions, because that's their process.
Oh, wonderful.
Where we are right now with that.
So we are moving forward, thankfully, after all this time. All right, anything else, Steve?
No.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay,
Enjoy the rest of your day.
you as well.
Thank you. Well, pretty short today. I wondered. That's all right. It's got a short agenda anyway. I don't have anything to sign, I guess. In good shape, huh?
We are.
Don't you vary.
Good morning, ladies.
I'll let you hand those out. Everything?
Yeah, thanks.
I have it.
Thank you very much.
I think
It
it's
didn't change, did it?
a change or anything, but we do have an official.
Okay, we'll
Are
take
you
it.
guys good? If it's nothing's changed. No. Thank you. Anybody else saying that at this point? They gotta count them and then I'd have to lick my finger and I can't do that.
Thanks, Doc.
This goes along with that third resolution.
I only got one more. You got that? Okay. You need that?
Whenever you're ready, Jeanette.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Our first resolution request is to amend resolution 716 of 2022 to include the provision for interested committee on preschool special education providers to facilitate health services approved educational sessions for health staff, therapists, parents, and or other individuals working with children through our early intervention committee on preschool special education, children, youth, special health care needs programs at a rate of $250 per session. Health Services has grant funding through New York State Children and Youth of Special Health Care Needs, which will cover the associated costs for these informative and interactive sessions. Therapists working with children and youth provide an excellent resource to deliver these programs. Currently, we're utilizing 3 therapists, but we'd like to increase our capacity.
All right, would someone like to bring a motion to the floor to approve that? Supervisor Runyon, seconded by Supervisor McDevitt. Any questions for Janelle on this? Supervisor Smith?
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm just having trouble connecting the dots with the resolutions that were attached and some contracts that were attached. Are they in relation to this?
So to clarify this, if you don't mind.
Yes, please go.
You're going to be voting to amend resolution 716 of 2022 and also 213 of 2019. Which was attached, and I think that might,
Okay, 547 there.
that is a prior resolution that already has that language in it. So we're going to be seeking to amend 213 of 2019 and 716 of 2022.
Okay,
That needs that additional language in it.
okay, and the contract.
That is a prior contract, yes.
Any other questions? All right, let's vote on it then. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
All right, our second request is to authorize filling a vacancy and request referral to the Personnel Committee. To fill a full-time senior account clerk grade 7 with an annual salary of $43,187. The vacancy was of 4/14/23 due to a resignation. This position is funded in the current 2023 Health Services budget. The position is responsible for verifying our invoices and vouchers, billing for immunizations, assisting with medical supply inventory, preparing transmittals and other fiscal support activities for our home care, early intervention, preschool, and public health programs.
All right, would someone like to bring that motion to the floor? Supervisor Smith, seconded by Supervisor Runyon. Any discussion, any questions? Okay, if not, then we'll vote on all those in favor. Aye. Opposed? Carried. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Thank you. Do we happen to get an exit interview or?
This particular individual transferred to another department within the county.
Oh, all right. That's good news. Okay, thank you.
All right, Janelle, resolution number 3.
All right, just before I start, Ton handed out kind of updated attachment number 3 for you. So if you want to reference that. This is to authorize the chairman of the Board of Supervisors to sign agreements and amendments with current and future insurance companies, providing reimbursement for home care, immunization, and other services offered by our Health Services Department without need for Board of Supervisors approval in a form approved by the county attorney. And actually, I think we met with the county attorney's office and are striking that sentence, correct?
Right.
The rationale is that health services must be a participating provider with our insurance companies in order to bill for services. And while these agreements don't cost the county any money, failure to have them in place does cost us money when we can't seek reimbursement for services that we provide. So.
Okay, I'll take a motion to bring that to the floor first. Someone on Supervisor Steck, seconded by Supervisor Geraci. Somebody, I have a question, I think, or did you have a question?
I do.
Go ahead.
I just want to clarify. Who was going to sign the agreements? I thought it was the Director of Public Health and Patient Services.
This is
Right. Well, just because it
says chairman of the board.
says the chairman of the board.
But what is
I know.
the attachment number 3 that we passed out says?
Right. I just wanted to clarify, the request is so that the Director of
Right,
Patient Services and Public Health
Oh, right.
sign.
right,
the insurance.
It
correct.
does say that in your little handout.
So-
Yes. Yes, you have a comment?
The resolution states that the Warren County Board of Supervisors hereby authorizes the
Right.
Director of Public Health and Patient Services to execute agreements with various health insurance companies. So the Director of Public Health and Patient Services would be the individual signing the agreements.
Comment, Amanda?
This is updated. Just pointing out that what's on the resolution request form doesn't match what's on the, and what's on
What's
the
the
agenda.
agenda?
That's for clarification.
Right.
It's a new handout.
All right, any other questions?
Okay, yeah. But
If not, then we'll vote on it. All those in favor?
yes.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Go ahead, Janelle.
Right, our discussion items basically have our usual attachments. Ton's here to review our attachment 4 and 5, which I think most people would be most interested in with our financials.
Attachment 4 is as of April 11th, just to let you know. So it was a couple weeks ago, but gives you a status of where we stand for revenues. I do want to note that at least for 2022, even though we're into 2023, that I just checked the final because we have gotten the preschool that I've been saying we worked on, that was just came due. We were able to finish that. And anyway, the new total where you see for 2022, the last column, you'll see 5,442,613 is the revenue. It is now 6,238,493 and change. So I just want to let you know that's been updated with both a grant and the 2 preschool invoices for 2022 that we were able to add. So I just wanted to update you on 22 to say that that's probably done. Everything has been included now.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You can see down below again our salaries and comparing 23 to 22. You'll see obviously that it's down when it comes to regular salaries. And again, 22, we were still dealing with a lot of COVID activities and now that has dwindled down to very little. So we do have some, but very little in this year. On page or on attachment 5 is our comparison with last year to this year, just to give you an idea. Again, the salaries, which I just explained, equipment is pretty much the same of everything. The purifiers, we're getting into the school budget or the school grant that we have where we're working with the schools, and that has purifiers in this year's equipment. That's where you're seeing that. And you're going to see a lot more. I'll just let you know of that in the next quarter coming up. Contractual expenses, again, we're just waiting for invoices and it's timing because it's the beginning of the year, but all of 22 is all done. And you'll see to revenues, again, that's also because of just the timing of the beginning of the year, trying to get all that and close. We're still working on closing March. So those numbers are all going to obviously change, but that's where we stand right now. So regarding salaries, I was just going to say we're at 16.77% of the budget. And at this time last year, we were at 27.11% of the budget. So you can see that we're down compared to last year.
Any questions from the committee for Tawn? No questions? Okay, go ahead. Janelle.
I just wanted to point out that next month is Rabies Awareness Month for May. And our rabies clinics are starting. Our first clinic is going to be May 6th at the Queensbury Community Center from 10 to noon. So I included our handout for you. And then I think the only other thing I have is that for meetings and conferences, I asked for authorization. Jody Brines, our supervising public health nurse, will be attending our Home Care Association's annual conference from May 3rd to 5th. That's going to be held at Saratoga Hilton in Saratoga Springs. The cost is $599. We were able to get the early bird rate, and this is covered by our health services budget because it's a budgeted item that we put in. So that's more informational. And that's all I have.
Okay, great. Any questions from the committee? Do we have anyone in the audience who has a question? Not, I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn. Supervisor Steck, seconded by Supervisor Bruno. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?